you could begin with an opening statement.
Yeah, great season for our players. Proud of them. Battled right to the end. I think you see a lot of the fight that Stony Brook embodies just by the way we responded to being down late in the game. And we talked about going on a run and trying to get Loyola to look over their shoulder when they went on their run. Get them to tighten up a little bit and get a little momentum going. Super proud of our kids. I think that fourth quarter there tells you a lot about who we are and what our program's about. Obviously, I thought Kailyn had a big-time performance late in that game when chips were down and a lot of our midfielders were gassed, played a lot of defense today. I think she showed you a lot of what she's about, just the way she persevered. And for a few goals, it was kind of 1v7, but there was some special plays by her. I'm super proud of her. I love our team. We have great kids who work their tails off, who fly under the radar coming in and really embody the personality of Long Island.
All right, we'll open up a question. Just raise your hand, and I'll call on you, state your name and affiliation when called upon. Go over here to the right, Joe.
Joe, and Baltimore Sun, it seemed like that third quarter was pivotal towards the outcome. Was there anything that Loyola did differently from the first half?
Yeah, I thought our defense was, honestly, I thought our defense was awesome. We talk about getting them to see things that aren't there, and I think that really was the case most of the day. I think they did a good job of drawing fouls inside the 8. I think they got a couple key resets, which when you're not winning draws, those double possessions mean a lot. And because you're playing extra defense, your players are getting tired out, and then you're right back on defense. And I thought we talk about getting them to see ghosts within our defense, and they were throwing the ball to us a lot. We were knocking it down, just weren't finishing plays. But I think they went on a run and they kind of fed off the momentum of them controlling a lot of those draws, which it's make it take it for them, right? So even when you're making, we make a stop, if we don't score, they're back, they get a goal, and they get in the draw, they're right back on. So it's really hard to go on a run against a team that's being able to control draws like that. But I thought we did a good job of adjusting, adapting, and some things obviously within the course of the game. We had some pivotal stops and we failed on clears. But it's a little bit of like that happens because you're playing a lot of defense, and those same players that are playing a lot of defense, making plays, don't have the gas to be able to clear the ball all the time efficiently. So, there were a couple key calls I thought in some spots that maybe could have swung the momentum, but it's never about an official or a whistle or a call. It's about, being able to have sustained greatness on both ends of the field to win a big game like today. It's a one-goal game. It's two great teams, two great programs that have been around in the top of the, mid-majors. It's kind of interesting parallels, different but similar. But it was an honor to be out there playing against those guys, and an honor to lead our women this season.
Okay. Next question.
Coach, Dave Atson, Lacrosse. What were some of the things you were telling your team after that third quarter, just trying to get some adjustments made into the fourth? Yeah,
we just talked about getting them to look in the rearview mirror. And who's going to take one play? Who's going to make that play to swing the momentum? Who's going to get that play? Because in Loyola's defense, you kind of get into those things like, all right, we can't stop playing, but we also can't go to the cage too soon because then we're going to give them more time on the backside because a lot of their goals are coming off different, free position, stuff like that. So it's one of those things where as a coach, it's always like that conundrum where like, do I go? Do we wait? And, we kind of felt like they were going to get it down to 30 and then look to go. So we didn't want to get impatient offense. We knew it was going to come down to, they were like 2 and change to go. And it was going to come down to we had to make a stop. We had to score a goal. It was going to come down to one draw control anyway. Now, we had a hustle play that wound up going off sides that reset the shot clock that probably lost us 15 seconds. But at the end of the day, we didn't win that last draw anyway, so it wouldn't matter. But we knew it was going to come down to one draw. So we said we're going to get this to 9-8. It's going to come down to just when it was 9-7. We got to get it to no matter what, we're going to have to make a stop. We're going to get it to 9-8. And, we had that a late man up where we got that goal and kind of saw the little doubt in Loyola's face for the first time maybe all day.
Over here to the right.
Kailyn, you scored all 4 of your goals in the fourth quarter. Did you get a sense that momentum has shifted to your side at that point?
Yeah, it definitely shifted after the first goal that I had, but I think throughout the game, we didn't have the ball as much as we wanted to, and that really hurt us in the long run. But I think the fourth quarter, I felt the need to take it on my shoulder, take it on my back, and kind of get the team going.
Kailyn, it seemed like the Ride was doing pretty well in that fourth quarter. You forced 3 turnovers on the clear attempts. What were you all seeing in Loyola's offense, or defense, I should say, where you were able to get some success on the clear attempts?
We always say ride comes first. Like we always have to mark up on our girls and, just ride our hearts out until we hit the restraining line, and it was working out for us today, so it helped us.
We also went into a 10-man or an 11-man on the women's side, so our goalie comes out, bumps, and we bump everybody up a player. And that was giving them some problems because we were able to double the ball, and then when it went back to the goalie, we were able to chase the goalie out. They had to use a timeout because we had the goalie running backwards. So that's some of it wasn't so much what they weren't doing. We kind of threw a look that they probably weren't 100% prepared for, where we had our goalie out of the cage and we bump everybody up a person. And it's you see it a lot of times in men's lacrosse, but it's a lot tougher to score from 70 yards out, with somebody in your face with a short stick especially. So it's something that we've used throughout the year. We actually used it with Team USA in the summer here. So it's something that our kids have really done a good job with in being able to do that. And just get back to our defense. Loyola is one of the more skilled teams in the country, and we caused 19 turnovers for them. So, our defense, they did their jobs today.
Joe, speaking of defense, Katie Detweiler, she was mostly on the league. She also finished with 3 draw controls. I think she scored the goal that started things for them in the third quarter. What's your impression of her? Yeah,
Detweiler's a great player. I coached her a little bit with Team USA. She's a great kid. We shared a quick moment before the game, wishing her the best of luck before the game, and afterwards, class act, great player. You have 2 of the best in the country, mano a mano. I mean, that's what the people pay to come to see, right? So you have Ellie Macera, who's worth the price of admission, and Det's obviously a great player, and those guys are battling each other, and it's always, it just goes to show you how good Ellie was. They were sliding early to her, they're sliding early to Kailyn all game. So, she's a great player, stud. Like I said, we knew kind of coming in, we figured she'd be on either Hart or Macera, depending on what the matchups were. We thought Ellie playing a little midfield, maybe she'd get lost and be able to change matchups, but. I think it was, at the end of the day, you come down to, they had some more possessions than us, right? And when you come down to a 1-goal, 2-goal game, those possessions matter.
Was the hope coming in to turn this into more of a up and down transition, kind of pass shot type of game? Instead, it kind of felt more settled on either end.
Well, it's a great question, and here's what I'll tell you. I'll tell you what I told them. If we have our identity, we want to push it. We want to play fast. But at the same time, if you're not winning draw controls and you play fast and you're back on defense, it's something that spirals and really can get worse, right? So we were almost in a situation where it took us a little bit out of our offensive flow because we couldn't play too fast offensively, because if you do and you lose it, you're right back where you came from without the guarantee of being able to control a draw control. So it's probably one of the, we talked about it. Like, if we have numbers, we're going. If not, we have to eat a little bit and let the defense get their bearings, because I never felt uneasy about our defense the whole day. It was just a matter of, could we get the ball enough offensively where we can make enough plays to get them, to be able to threaten them to win the game. So I don't know if I answered your question, but that really is the answer. So.
Any more questions for Coach? Last one from me. Coach, 10th consecutive appearance in the NCAA tournament. No small feat there. New league, win it all. First round win over a Power 5 opponent, Penn State. What does this group mean to you, players like Kailyn Hart?
I love our group. We have a bunch of seniors, but we have a bunch of them that, hopefully are planning to return. We also have some kids who came back for one last run at this. Haley Dillon and Ella Whitehouse and Rongo and some of those guys that, Kelsey Lenegro just had a family, really crazy, real tough family tragedy, and she still came down, to be part of this thing. So I think what we have is, it's unique. It just is not, this stinks. The ending stinks. So, I'm obviously upset with being first in this press conference. But I think our desire to get to a Final Four and win a national championship is not gonna waver. But I'm not really thinking about the 10 tournament times, because you have a lot of seniors that played the last time of lacrosse downstairs that I need to get to and hug and tell them how much I appreciate them and what they've done for our program. So I'll probably appreciate the 10 appearances next year before the tournament. Not right now. Thank you, that was a good question.
Thanks, guys, appreciate the time.